I just got home from estate sales and I'm excited to share my latest Cabbage Patch Kid purchase. This is an astronaut. So I thought it would be fun to talk to you about some of the specialty lines of the vintage Cabbage Patch Kids. Well, hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Abby's Retro Rescue. I rescue vintage items from my Gen X childhood, from estate sales and thrift stores, and then I come on here and share them with all of you guys. One of my favorite things to buy is Cabbage Patch Kids. And today in estate sale, I was excited to bring home this little guy. He is one of the young astronauts, which I've actually never owned or even seen in the box. So I was excited to find him. His helmet's a little bit wonky, but I thought we would look at him. I haven't even really looked closely at him. I just kind of grabbed him. The sale was really crowded. Today was the first day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get him, bring him home. He's a decent price. And I'm going to take a look at him when I get home and inspect him. I think he probably needs to be washed. But other than that, he's great. He doesn't have like a smell or anything, but you can tell he's well loved. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about some of the Cabbage Patch Kids specialty lines, like this guy, for example. The Cabbage Patch Kids Young Astronauts line were introduced in 1986, and this was to commemorate a very special event because on October 30th, 1985, a Cabbage Patch Kid got to go into space on the actual space shuttle. This was a thing. It was a newsworthy story. And then shortly thereafter, Coleco, of course, had to capitalize on that by creating this whole astronaut line to commemorate that.
October 30th, 1985, a Cabbage Patch Kid, Xavier Christopher, actually traveled into space. Now you can train for a space mission with your Cabbage Patch Young Astronaut.
The Cabbage Patch Young Astronauts, each sold separately with hands that hold, from Coleco.
And they came with their own little cute logo, Young Astronauts. This was to promote the space program and, you know, get kids excited about all things outer space, I guess, maybe wanting to be an astronaut when they grow up. So he has this wonky helmet. It is Velcroed on with these Velcro straps. So we're going to take those off. Actually, pretty much everything's held on with Velcro on this guy. Okay, there we go. All right, let's take your helmet off. Woo, you've been wearing that a long time. He's a little dirty here, but this just appears to be some surface dirt. I can get him clean, no problem. And he's got a tooth. I absolutely love the dolls with the little tooth. And then this jetpack thingy also is just Velcroed on, and then it has a belt right here. This is my first time playing with one of these, so you're experiencing it right along with me. Okay, it looks like he's got, oh, there we go. Oh, a lot of Velcro. Gotta love that sound. Okay, we finally got it off. All right, so this is removable, his little jetpack. It feels like it's made out of lightweight plastic, kind of flexible plastic on the inside. In fact, you know what? There's more Velcro. We can actually take it out and see what it's made out of. They invested in a lot of Velcro for this product. Okay, yeah, it's just a clear plastic. It's just a clear plastic thing. I don't know. It looks like an ice pack, kind of, but without any liquid inside. So that goes in there. I don't know why they made it removable, honestly. Maybe so you could wash this thing. And I might actually do that because, you know, these white ones just get kind of dingy. So it could probably use a little washing, but it's not like dirty or stinky or anything. Okay. And so here's this little outfit. You guys might be wondering, I'll just share how much I paid for him, $25. And I think that was a fair price. I don't think it was a steal, but I think it was a fair price. I like that it has the American flag on there, very patriotic. And underneath, sort of a little overall jumpsuit with the moon boots built in, which is so fun. Most of the Cabbage Patch Kids came with separate shoes, so I love this is all one piece. And I don't want to embarrass him, but we are going to remove this just really quickly so we can take a look at his, oh, they're not one piece. They come off. Oh, how cute. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of dust was flying. All right, so those are his shoes. They're in great condition. I'm just going to throw these in the washing machine. They'll be good as new. And then underneath his little jumpsuit, he has the just classic diaper. But what I really want to know is, but, let's take a look at his butt. It should say 1986 because that's when these dolls were produced, right? So this diaper's on good. I don't want to tear it up trying to get it off. There we go. Okay, I managed to get the diaper off and we can take a look. He has the rose-colored 1986 signature. So it was indeed made in 1986. And before we move on, I do want to try to get some of this just dirt off of his head because it's bugging me. My weapon of choice are water wipes. I've shown these to you before. These are just really, really gentle baby wipes that are literally just water. And usually I can get just the surface dirt wiped clean. He just needs his face washed, you guys. No big deal. Now see, that already looks better. Okay, now I feel better. I'm going to put his clothes back on, but I am going to throw them in the wash. But wait till you see the next doll that I have to share with you. Next up, we have a circus kid. He looks kind of silly in his mask, but it's just a traditional doll underneath. And Coleco made these circus kids in 1985 and 1986. I'm going to take his little mask off, although it's in excellent condition. There we go. So he can see his cute face. So this guy I've had for a while. He's actually already been all washed and clean. He went through the washing machine and all of his clothing I washed separately. And he even has the cute clown shoes. And they squeak, you guys. I love him. I love his little Crayola shirt. And he's just super, super cute. So the circus line was made by Coleco 1985 to 1986. And it's basically just their standard dolls with either the bald head or the yarn hair, just like normal, but in circus clothes. And they had a ringmaster and a really cute little circus themed box. So, you know, the specialty lines often were just a way to put different outfits on the dolls. They're still the regular dolls on the regular, you know, toy line manufacturing or whatever, but they would just add different clothes and outfits and accessories. And I know the only one of the specialty was I had an international doll. And she was from Holland and she came with a special birth certificate and a little bag, like a little travel bag that said, I'm from Holland or something, and a t-shirt. And then she had an outfit, like an authentic outfit with the little Dutch shoes and everything. So she was very cute. I still have her. I just don't have her dressed in her authentic outfit. I'll have to dig that out of the bin. So anyway, these are the circus kids and they're pretty collectible, very cute. I was really lucky to get this mask that goes with him because at the estate sale where I found this guy, they had gotten separated. And he was in a totally different place, like probably a different room even than the mask. But I happened to spot this and I was like, oh my gosh, that goes with the doll. And so I convinced the salesman that they went together so I wouldn't get charged separately because he was asking a couple dollars for the mask. And I was like, but it's supposed to go with the doll though. And then he was like, okay. So I get to know some of these people at the estate sales and they're all very friendly and helpful. And so you know, sometimes you can ask, they don't have to say yes, but you can always ask for a little discount or, you know, if you work with them and you're polite about it, they might give that to you. But in this case, that mask did go with the doll and I'm glad I spotted it. In my last video, I did share with you guys that Coleco didn't continue making the dolls all along. Eventually, they got bought out. I don't know how they went bankrupt because Coleco was the king of toys back in the day and then all of a sudden they weren't. I don't know the whole backstory to that, but I do know that eventually they were made by other toy companies. And this next specialty doll is a controversial one because it ended up getting recalled, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I could not make this video without talking about the infamous Snack Time kids that were made by Mattel in 1996. So these are the 90s. These are much after my era of buying Cabbage Patch Kids. But I did find this at an estate sale. Now, they are battery operated. They have a mechanical mouth that's supposed to chew food. And their backpack came with different little foods. Like there was like a little licorice and a little carrot sticks and stuff. And you could, I think a pretzel or something, you could put it in there and it would go, and it would chew it. And then it would fall down in and it would wind up, you see, it comes through this hole right here and it goes back in the backpack. And then you could do that over again. Cute idea, except kids were getting their fingers caught in here. Don't worry, mine doesn't work. But and little girls were getting their hair caught in it, and it was kind of a nightmare. People got hurt. And so in 1997, Mattel voluntarily took these off the market and recalled them. Good call. They probably just didn't feel like getting sued. So maybe they did get sued. I don't know. But I know that these guys were known for malfunctioning and causing problems.
Reports nationwide that children were getting their hair and their fingers caught in the mouth of the Snack Time Cabbage Patch Kid doll. About 50,000 of the dolls were sold nationwide since the fall of 1996. In Connecticut, emergency workers were called to the home of 7-year-old Amanda Gomez. They had to cut her hair loose from the doll after the doll began eating it. This was one of about 35 incidents reported across the country.
Now, I bought this one. I'm a grown adult. I figured I could safely play with it. I bought it hoping that I could get it running. We put in fresh batteries. Keith messed around with it for a little bit, try as he might. He was not able to get him to work. If he did work, I could not be putting my finger in here right now because it would be clamping down because the activation happens when the mouth, I guess there's a button in there that gets touched and then it starts chewing. Anyways, it would have been fun if it worked so I could show it to you guys. It's still kind of fun. And I bought him for next to nothing. I just thought I needed this doll because he's so infamous. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to include the Snack Time kids in this video. So there you go. Here's a Snack Time kid. I'll probably sell him as a non-working doll and somebody else can try to get him working if they want to, or they can just have him because he's cute. I mean, he is cute. But these dolls are not as cute as the original Coleco. And you can try proving me wrong, but I really think that the Coleco ones are the cutest ones. So those are the 3 specialty dolls that I wanted to share with you guys today. There's others out there, but these are the ones that I personally have in my collection or that I have recently acquired. I also, along with the astronaut doll today at the estate sale, they had 3 unused original Cabbage Patch Kids diapers. And these are the really cute ones. Later, they came out with the ones that were just plain white, like I showed you with the astronaut. But these ones, the original ones had this cute print. And I remember several of my dolls had these. In fact, I do still have some of them. But these are nice because they've never been used. You could buy a pack of unused ones. And I think eventually I did. But then I used them on my dolls. But these are nice unused ones, and collectors like to get these. Now, some of you guys have given me a hard time, which I don't think is deserved, because in my previous video where I did the doll makeovers, I threw away a couple of the diapers. But here's why. The diapers were not these cute ones. They were just plain white diapers. They may have been original. I don't know that they were. But the plastic had broken down and they were like super stinky and kind of just like falling apart. And then I had people on my comment section saying, don't ever throw away the original diapers. Like, okay, cool your guns. Like, I'm not going to throw away the diapers if they're good. But if they're like past their prime or they're dirty or they're, the plastic is broken down and they have that sort of chemically smell, they're going in the trash. I'm not trying to salvage that. And besides, it was making the doll smell kind of bad. By the time I washed the doll and threw away the stinky, like plasticky diaper, it probably got hot in the attic or something. And it was like, it had a chemically smell. So I'm not going to apologize for that because it didn't need to be saved. Some things we should save. Obviously, I'm Abby's Retro Rescue. If things are worth saving, I'm going to save them. And if they're not, they go in the trash. Same thing with the Pillsbury Doughboy. Some people were giving me other recipes of things I could have tried. And honestly, I could have, but I was just like done with that project. And those weren't really, they weren't worth anything. It wasn't like they were sought after. So it was fine. That was just an experiment. But it's fun to get these diapers that are unused, and I will sell these to a collector probably because I know that they want these. Before I go, I do have some viewer mail to share with you guys because, and it has to do with Cabbage Patch Kids, because my friend Mindy sent me this lovely Christmas card along with her husband Trey, but I feel like Mindy was the shopper in this scenario. And she got me 2 amazing gifts, which you guys are just way too kind. So I want to thank Mindy, and I want to share with you guys, and you may have noticed because I've been wearing them throughout this video, these Cabbage Patch Kids earrings. Oh my gosh. Mindy, I'm obsessed with these. I love them so much. They came in the original packaging, which is so cool and so vintage. But you know, I'm going to take them out and wear those things. And so I did. I hope you're okay with that because I'm totally wearing these. And you'll probably see them again because they're awesome and they need to be worn. They're so cool. So I love those so much. But wait, there's more, because she also sent me this amazing tray. And it is pristine, you guys. It's in perfect condition. Cabbage Patch Kids little fall picture with the little leaves and hay around. Oh my gosh. And y'all, it's one of those trays with the fold out, like a lap tray. I totally had one of these back in the day. So you can, like, you know, eat your TV dinner on there. I would eat snacks on here. I remember sitting on the floor. I might even have pictures of this. Sitting on the floor in front of the TV with my little tray. And it was like, it would be like a special night, like Wizard of Oz came on TV like once a year. My mom would let me like eat in the living room and watch the Wizard of Oz, or like the Charlie Brown Christmas special, those kind of things. And I did not have a Cabbage Patch Kids one. I cannot remember what it was. I think it was Smurfs. And Keith said he had something like this too, and he thinks maybe it was Star Wars, but it's, you know, ours are long gone. So to find a new one like this, I mean, it's not new, but it's vintage. But you guys, it's in perfect condition, like it wasn't even hardly used. So this is amazing. Best gift ever. Thank you so much, Mindy. That was really, really sweet. And right up my alley, right? I mean, obviously you guys know me. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next one real soon. In the meantime, here's another video you might enjoy.